On this episode of OFallon Matters, learn how to protect yourself from a common scam, see how traffic calming education is making a difference in our community, and get a behind-the-scenes look of OFallon's Fleet Division. All this and more next on OFallon Matters. Welcome to OFallon Matters. This new state-of-the-art building in OFallon was constructed to help first responders prepare for, respond to, and assist in recovering from natural or man-made disasters. Joe Meyer has more.
Disaster can strike at any time, from strong tornadoes to massive earthquakes. We need to be prepared for any disaster should they occur. And that's why St. Charles County built a new state-of-the-art Emergency Operations Center building that houses all of the county's emergency functions. The EOC is strategically located here in OFallon, adjacent to the St. Charles County Police Department.
Well, the facility that we were located in was aging, and it really didn't fit the needs of the county anymore. We outgrew the space, so we decided to build a 30,000 square foot building that would withstand an EF4 tornado that we could operate out of when it came to responding to disasters within the county. Well, this is probably the most technologically advanced emergency operations center in the state, if not the Midwest. So we're pretty proud of the fact that we've brought a whole lot of technological resources into this building. Internet, video feeds, satellite feeds, the possibilities are limitless.
This is where the planning and coordination of disaster preparedness, response, and recovery takes place. Bringing these services together in one building allows for a more coordinated and efficient response during an emergency. It makes our community a safer place.
We would be operating out of here. There'd be state and federal agencies also working with us, and local agencies inside this building where we would be responding to those disasters. Now, I should tell you that most of our job is preparedness, and we spend a lot of our time preparing, and we exercise all of those plans, and we do that inside of this building so that in the event of a disaster, we're able to respond efficiently because we've already exercised those plans.
You think about scenarios, you think about how you'd respond, different outcomes, the materials or assets you might need, the partners you might need from the community or private sector, other government partners. You think about different scenarios and what you might need to respond to any type of emergency.
At the EOC, St. Charles County works with OFallon and Wentzville in a joint effort to prepare and plan for disasters.
We thought it was better for the citizens of the county that we had a regional response system so that we can pool our resources and respond to disasters or mitigate disasters more efficiently with more personnel and more tools, and it just gives us more options to bring to the citizens of the county.
This is a fantastic opportunity. This really allows us to combine all the technology, all the personnel, all the assets of OFallon, Wentzville, and the county together to help everybody respond in an emergency situation.
Remember that emergency management doesn't start when disaster strikes. Emergency management is happening every day. And if you would like to know more information about St. Charles County's Emergency Operations Center or the Emergency Management Team, you can go to sccmo.org.
I just want them to know that we are prepared to respond to a disaster. We're prepared to respond to any emergency within the county, and I want them to know that even when you're sleeping, that we are preparing and we are planning for the next disaster so that our residents can feel safe.
While the overwhelming majority of Craigslist users are trustworthy, anywhere there's money involved, you can bet they'll be criminals. OFallon's Police Department has a few tips to follow to help us stay safe.
Whether you're in the market for used cars, cheap appliances, spare electronics, or whatever this is, odds are you can find it on Craigslist. In fact, more than 40 million Americans visit Craigslist.org each month, and the popular website facilitates billions in sales between people. But anywhere there's that much money, you can bet there are criminals looking to make a quick buck. Craigslist scams are common and can sometimes make it difficult to buy or sell products. But following just 2 simple steps can help you stay safe. Here's what we learned, courtesy of OFallon's Police Department. Just because you can sell anything on Craigslist doesn't mean you should accept anything as payment. Money orders, personal checks, wire funds, or online payment methods can all be faked, leaving you without your item and your money. Instead, you should always insist on cash, and don't let buyers talk you into accepting anything else.
So if you're going to make a purchase online or accept payment, we would always encourage you to get cash. Cashier's checks, personal checks, they're always subject to counterfeiting or forgeries. So at any time you can use cash, I would encourage you to do it.
Most people on Craigslist are honest people looking for deals, same as you. But it's still important to be careful when meeting up with strangers. For your personal safety, try to bring a friend with you when meeting up with a prospective buyer or seller. And always meet somewhere public and well lit, like a cafe. One convenient option is located on Bryan Road, under the watchful eyes of our police officers.
So if you're going to meet somebody for a sale, we would suggest you do it in a public space. And one of those public spaces we offer is on our parking lot. We have 2 designated spots that are marked, and they're under 24-hour surveillance that are monitored by our dispatchers.
By just following these 2 tips, you've greatly reduced your chances of falling victim to a scam, and you'll have a much easier time buying and selling on Craigslist. And remember, if you do still have a problem, our police department is just a phone call away.
From oil changes to major collision repairs, this City of OFallon division plays a critical role in day-to-day operations.
Every day, OFallon police officers patrol the streets so our residents stay safe. Street crews plow snow-covered streets so we can go about our daily lives in snow emergencies. If these essential vehicles break down, residents would be in trouble, and that's where OFallon's Fleet Division comes in. The Fleet Division maintains every city vehicle, and they're responsible for maintaining service records on each vehicle, performing maintenance work, and scheduling outside repairs.
Well, what we do is we take care of those who take care of our city by providing, number 1, vehicle and equipment services. We provide vehicle advice and accountability to the officials and to employees as well. Fleet Division has 7 employees total. 5 of which are technicians, 1 is the fleet coordinator, and 1 is the fleet manager, myself. Fleet has approximately 530 items that we track and maintain. Of that 530, around 355 are vehicles, trailers, and excavation equipment. The other 175 items are plows, spreaders, and various tools that we maintain.
So what does it take to keep OFallon's fleet running?
First and foremost, it takes good people to make our department run. Good, solid leadership and a flexible business plan. We break down our business into 3 categories here: operations, maintenance, and logistics.
With such a large fleet needing continual service, it can be challenging maintaining the city's fleet. To meet this challenge, Fleet takes part in training throughout the year.
As our city expands, there's a constant management of how to do better, utilizing employees, time, space, and tools. We have staff that have bachelor degrees in diesel maintenance. We have staff with numerous certifications, maintenance in different maintenance applications, and we attend monthly night courses on different systems. And a lot of times I specify the training with particular bids for particular vehicles.
For more information on OFallon's Fleet Division, please visit ofallon.mo.us.
Over the last few years, Fleet has developed and we've evolved into a business that's truly service support, and it incorporates customer service with quality repairs.
And as I stated in the beginning, we want to make sure we take care of those who take care of our city.
Ever wondered how we keep traffic from speeding on certain roads? We met up with OFallon's traffic engineers to get the scoop on OFallon's traffic calming measures.
You probably don't put a lot of thought into the roads you're traveling on, unless you're stuck in traffic somewhere or bouncing over potholes. Here in OFallon, you often don't have to worry about either problem, as our traffic engineers and road crews put a ton of thought into our roads on your behalf. We're always repairing issues before they become a problem, expanding streets to handle growing traffic, and designing brand new roads to meet future needs. It's all in service of one very important goal: getting you where you need to go as quickly and as safely as possible. But sometimes, our engineers want to slow down traffic. And it shouldn't surprise you that our traffic division has put just as much thought into this as well.
Traffic calming is basically a way of modifying the road and changing the physical conditions on the roadway itself to force those motorists who are speeding or otherwise not conforming to the standards of traffic to adjust their perceptions and slow down and come to within the posted speed limit.
The City of OFallon currently uses several methods to calm traffic. One common method is a traffic dip, which has proven effective in getting motorists to slow down in key areas. Two methods involve changing the shape of the road itself, using traffic islands or traffic chicanes to influence how fast motorists feel like traveling. They don't require you to hit the brakes like a traffic dip would, but motorists tend to slow down naturally on curves or near islands. One final method our traffic division likes to use are traffic circles, which keep traffic moving, but still slow things down to an appropriate speed. Think traffic calming is needed in your area? Head online to www.ofallon.mo.us/traffic to see what you need to do to get the process started. And our engineers will handle the rest.
So city staff will go out and place traffic counters in the roadway itself. It takes a lot of different data about the traffic, including the number, type, and speed of cars. We take a look at that over a 5-day period, and then we compare that to a lot of minimum criteria that were set forth in the traffic calming policy. Based on where your road ranks compared to those minimum criteria, you could then qualify for traffic calming.
Once the traffic study is complete, our engineers will decide what measures are appropriate and present options to your HOA or neighborhood before installation. Because our policy follows a number of criteria, it's possible your area might not qualify for traffic calming measures. However, that doesn't mean you're out of luck. Our engineers still have several ways to help you out.
If a measure fails, the city still does and will monitor the area for a period of time afterwards, just to see if traffic conditions change, to see if anything jumps out at us that may not have been caught in the initial investigation. In addition to that, we ask PD to step up their periodic enforcements into a higher level for, again, a certain period of time. If a measure fails, it can always be reinstated after a year has passed. So if things change at any given point during a year to where, if it had failed for some reason previously and now it might be able to pass the minimum criteria, that petition could always be restarted at a later point.
Traffic calming is just one tool in managing traffic, and our engineers are always studying traffic patterns in our community. Once again, you can get more information about all of your options at our traffic division website.
Responding to 911 calls and saving lives is all in a day's work for the St. Charles County Ambulance District, and their mission continues to grow here in OFallon.
With over 85,000 residents in the city of OFallon, it's important that we have the best emergency care money can buy. You never know when a sudden emergency will occur, but you can be sure that the St. Charles County Ambulance District is ready to provide OFallon residents with the highest quality emergency medical services in Missouri. In fact, for the 7th time, St. Charles County Ambulance District was named Emergency Medical Service of the Year by the Missouri Emergency Medical Service Association. And the St. Charles County Ambulance District continues to grow, along with OFallon and St. Charles County.
2018 was an incredible year, both operationally and from a recognition standpoint for the ambulance district. We finished the year at the highest call volume we have ever seen. We were at 41,685 calls for service, which was about a 5.25% increase over 2017.
To combat higher call volumes here in OFallon, the St. Charles County Ambulance District built 2 new modern stations with the goal of creating faster response times for our residents.
We were able to grow our operation, most notably here in the city of OFallon in 2018. This year saw the opening of stations along Mexico Road at Sondren, as well as up at Highway P at Capri Drive. Those 2 new stations replaced the station that was along East Terra Boulevard. And those 2 new stations really have helped us even out our coverage and provide better response times here in OFallon.
Oftentimes, the St. Charles County Ambulance District is responding to emergency calls throughout the area. But you may be surprised to know that the district provides several programs that are valuable to our community.
Well, certainly responding to 911 calls is what everybody knows us for, but in addition to that, we also provide a number of safety programs for a wide variety of audiences throughout our community. We've got car seat installations for new parents and grandparents, and we did over 250 of those last year. We do programs aimed at senior citizens. We installed about 150 rapid access boxes that enable quick and easy entry for our paramedics in the event that a resident needs our services and isn't able to get to the front door.
In the future, the St. Charles County Ambulance District looks to expand its services. Residents can rest easy knowing that the district's capital needs are covered for the next 10 years.
What that's going to enable us to do is have the funding mechanism to take care of the capital expenditures that are going to be needed over the next decade. That initiative covers our 10-year capital improvement plan. It includes a number of new ambulance stations, replacement of life-saving equipment, addition of new vehicles to our fleet, as well as a consolidated campus concept that's going to bring together several areas of our operation that are currently spread throughout the county.
Learn more about the St. Charles County Ambulance District and the services they provide by going to www.sccad.com.
Soon, veterans of our county will get a museum that will tell their heroic stories. Brett Figgis is here with a construction update on the St. Charles County Veterans Museum.
For as long as the United States have existed, men and women have answered the call of duty and stepped up to serve and protect their country on behalf of their fellow Americans. Across distant oceans and faraway lands, the members of our armed forces have served with distinction, integrity, and pride. Here in OFallon, we've always strived to recognize and honor the sacrifices our servicemen and women have made throughout history. And we're both humbled and excited that our community was selected as the home of the St. Charles County Veterans Museum. If you're not familiar with the story of the Veterans Museum, it's the conclusion of a long-time dream.
Well, it's been a dream of mine for a number of years. I've heard that people have memorabilia from their dads or grandfathers or uncles or somebody, you know. It's stuff like that should be in a museum and not in a box downstairs in a basement or up in the attic somewhere. So that's why we like to have a museum.
World War II veteran Ralph Borelli was no stranger to service. He fought during the Battle of the Bulge and helped liberate the concentration camp at Dachau. Here at home, his service took a different shape, as he was a tireless advocate for veterans. He was instrumental in the naming of Veterans Memorial Parkway, and he spearheaded the construction of Veterans Memorial Park in Lake St. Louis. But his crowning achievement will be the creation of the St. Charles County Veterans Museum. Dedicated to those killed in action in all conflicts of the 20th century forward, the museum will have constantly shifting displays of fascinating items, and donations are still being requested.
Oh, we have all kind of donations coming in, uniforms, gear that veterans used, rifles, I mean, you name it, it runs the whole gamut. It's unbelievable the amount of stuff that some people kept.
Unfortunately, this story took a bittersweet turn. Ralph will never see the grand opening of his dream, as he passed away a short while ago. But his legacy will live on in the museum, kept alive by his loving wife, his family, and the entire community that came together to ensure the success of his final dream.
It's a tremendous feeling. I'm so proud to be involved with the museum, and proud of his service and everything that he did for the veterans and everything.
This is really exciting to me. Being a person that was kind of handpicked by Ralph to be on this committee to help make this dream of his come true. And now seeing all of the support that we're getting from the community, it's not even exciting anymore, it's just overwhelming. It's so wonderful, and how people have really stepped up to the plate, because it's only going to be as good as we make it as a community. So I'm just loving every minute of it.
A lot of work remains to be done with the museum before it can open its doors, and the St. Charles County Veterans Museum is actively seeking stories and memorabilia. If you'd like to donate items, money, expertise, or time, they'd love to talk to you. You can get more info about helping out by heading to stcharlescountyveteransmuseum.com. The grand opening is tentatively set for April 12th, and we're incredibly excited to see Ralph's dream finally become reality.
We're hoping that it looks great and people come to enjoy it and also appreciate what veterans had to go through, and also be educational for the kids to realize that, freedom isn't free. There's sacrifices that have to be made to keep that freedom.
Thanks for joining us today. If you have a good story idea, let us know. You can email us at OFallonTV@OFallon.mo.us. And remember, give back to your community, because OFallon matters to all of us.